Hello, everyone, and welcome to Emerge and Empower. And this is your host, Dr. LinJ. How are you? How are you and your family? I pray that you all are well. And I've been hearing this word a lot lately. Life has been lifing. Oh my God, I can say that life has been lifing. But for some things might be old to you, but then it's new to somebody else. And it's like you're going back to try to relive that in that person's moment. But life continues, and life indeed has been lifing. So, on today's segment, I brought on my assistant, Sabrina Still. Say hi to the audience. She's not a stranger to Emerge and Empower. And you know that this platform is for those who've had some type of traumatic experience and they come on this platform to share it, whether it's from childhood experiences, marriage, health. There's so many different traumas that individuals face on today. Today, we want to talk about bringing that in the aspect of life and health insurance because you need it to be able to take care of yourself, your mental well being, your total makeup, your total psyche, everything about you. We have to look at it in a spiritual aspect and also in a physical aspect as well, psychological, mentally, and overall health and well being. Because if you are not well, then everything else about you isn't as well. It trickles over into your home, family, business, just your everyday life. And hence, we use the word life has been lifing because we have all these different experiences that are continuously happening in our lives. So, once again, this is your host, Dr. LinJ, on Emerge and Empower. And I truly thank you for being here on this segment. So when we come back, we'll go right on in with Sabrina on our one-on-one. Stay tuned, pull up your seat, get your friends together and tell them Dr. Lynn J is on. And we are about to jump right in to this segment. Welcome to Emerge and Empower, the podcast where we delve into stories of resilience, triumph, and personal growth. I'm your host, Dr. Lynn J, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this journey of empowerment. Each episode, we bring you inspiring conversations with individuals who have faced challenges head on, emerged stronger, and are now making a positive impact in their communities. Whether it's overcoming adversity, pursuing passions, or navigating the twists and turns of life, our guests share the valuable insights and lessons. So we are back. We are back. We are back. If you haven't done so already, get your friends, tell them, hey, Dr. Lynn J is on Emerge and Empower. Let them know we're here today with a segment that talks about health and life. And we're going to look at it on a different aspect as we've been talking about trauma. If you're going through trauma, you do need to find the right type of care, whether it's mental. Some people deal with it on physical abuse, so you still need health insurance. We also need life insurance because, again, these are areas that are a part of our everyday life. Now, when people think about life insurance, though, you only think about after you're gone. There are different life insurances that takes care of you while you are living. To me, that's the key point. I want a life insurance that's going to take care of me while I'm living and take care of my people when I'm gone. So we must cover every aspect of life. If you have not known it already, I wear many hats. I am an agent as well. All right. So I have certifications in different fields, but I'm licensed in the field of health insurance. So I bring that to you. So when I come to you and talking about different areas of expertise, it's because, hey, I wear many hats and I can flow from one to the other. Sabrina, welcome to Emerging and Power on today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on Emerging and Power.
Yeah, so you're not a stranger to Emerging and Power, right? If you go back a few episodes in the last season, they will see you. You came in the first season, and she was, I believe, you was my first guest actually.
Yes, I
my first in-house guest. As you can see, there's been some changes. Even the studio is looking different. So there's more things to come. We have transitions. We officially have our own office. So I'm no longer in my house doing this, but we are here. So thank you once again for being on Emerging in Power. And let's tell the audience just a little bit about yourself on today.
Okay. So, as you all know, this is Sabrina Jeristo, and we're on here to talk about health and life. And I've been in the insurance field since 2018. Yes, I may look young, but I've been in there for a very long time. And I do encourage everyone to have this topic with one another to realize what each and every field has to offer. You may not realize that health insurance can be beneficial to you, or life insurance can be beneficial to you in different aspects. We only look at one side, but we're not educated on the other things that it can help you with. And a little bit about me is I do wear many hats as well. I am a hairstylist and I'm a real estate agent as well. So I do a lot of things, but my main thing is I like to serve and help others.
Great, great, great. So you heard it from Sabrina herself. And on today, we are here just to explore a little about, yes, we've been dealing with life after trauma, but let's also pull in all the necessary tools that we need for better health. All right. And so therefore, that is the reason why we're here today. And we want to elaborate a little bit further on this topic with you on today. So this one-on-one is with Sabrina. As you can see, she is a licensed life and health insurance agent and also real estate. Because once you're healthy, you want to be in a beautiful home, right?
Yes.
So you want to everything on earth. You want it all to be well. And it takes me to scripture that talks about when Jesus says, "In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. I go to prepare a place for you." Hey, it's talking about these mansions. We all want to have a nice place to live. So before we even get into the insurance aspect, talk a little about the real estate part of it, since that's not where we're focused today, but give people a little bit on the real estate aspect.
Okay. So the real estate aspect, as I've been diving into it, I've realized that there's a lot more than what you see on the internet or on social media. It's more of like, let's see the property, let's see what the property has to offer, but it's also more of like, how can it benefit you?
Mm-hmm.
How can it serve you? What is your needs? Do you want to do with the property? So it's not like one size fit all, but it's more like, let's cater to you and help you out in every area possible. So it's not just selling you the home, but it's also getting you insurance for the home
Right.
insurance. Not only getting you home insurance for the home, getting you a life insurance policy just in case anything was to happen during the process of you buying the home and when you have bought the home, to making sure that the life insurance policy can cover the remaining payments for your home. So it doesn't go just only on selling you the house, but it's making sure that we cover every area of your life.
Right, and you need homeowners insurance.
Yes.
And you need insurance outside of homeowners insurance
Mhm.
that's going to protect you if something should happen to you or a loved one, all right, so that that house can be taken care of.
Yes.
A lot of people stop to just having the property insurance,
Mhm.
but there is insurance upon insurance. So you
Yes.
just got to be insured on all area, right?
Yes.
We are Christians and we know our first insurance is Jesus Christ, all right? And that is assurance for eternity, for life. But while we're living on earth, we still need to take care of all these other insurances. To drive, you need insurance. Everything we do, we need insurance. And again, we can bring all of those to you under one roof, pretty
Yes.
much. You can get your car, you can get your house, you can get your health. All right. So that's what's between us. So we've partnered. She is my assistant, but we partner in bringing better health to everyone that we meet. All right. We help and we service each other. And what we cannot do, we outsource.
Yes.
All right. But we're always learning so that everything can stay in house. All right. So because it's great when you can serve the client from A to Z.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, like you mentioned before, you have to have insurance upon insurance, because I realize that a lot of times when we just buy a home, we automatically say, okay, we're just going to do the home insurance. But they
Right.
don't realize if something was to happen to you,
Right.
your home would go into probate,
Right.
and the government would seize it, and you would not be able to be living
Right.
in that home until you're able to take back that home,
Mhm.
and that requires you to have something that will cover that home so that you can know that home is for my children.
Right.
You'd have a trust or a will that would be sent out
So
for
they
your
can't touch it.
exactly, so they
Right.
will not be able to touch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really do like that point that you mentioned.
Yeah, because I'm here in the spiritual aspect, telling people, the insurance of Jesus Christ, accept Him as your Lord and Savior, all of these things, preparing for tomorrow when you're gone.
Yes.
But I also have to talk about when you're here.
Yes.
And the whole point of Emerging in Power is people coming on here, sharing their individual stories of where they were and they've emerged from. See, in life, we have to constantly be emerging. If not, we're dead. All right, we're dead. Now, this word justification, are we justified for some of the decisions we make? That's been coming a lot to me in these past couple of days. People justify what they do based on what scenario or situation they're in. So, what is justifiable for one person doesn't seem for another person because you're not in that person's shoes as to why they made the decision that they made. At the end of the day, that's still that person and the decision that they made for what they thought. They used what they thought was best for the time that was given to them, right?
Correct.
And go ahead.
Yes, I do agree with that because a lot of times we would feel like a policy would good for one person and it should be able to fit everyone's need, but you don't know the person's situation. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they're trying to work on savings so they can't have that same amount that you have.
Right.
So you have to be able to cater to that person's needs. Every person is not the same. Every person is not made the same. Their personality is different. Their family, their situations are different. So you have to be able to cater to the person's needs. And that's why we're here.
Right. Thank you so much. So that is definitely one of the biggest reasons of why we're on here today. And we're just going to open up and dive right in with just a few questions as we are in conversation. So the first part, because again, this podcast is about trauma, right? It says, how does trauma impact your health and life insurance decision? Now, how does trauma do that? Trauma can impact insurance decisions by influencing your mental health needs, like pre-existing conditions and overall wellness and considerations. These are factors when you go into insurance, especially when you're dealing with life insurance, because people want to know if there are any pre-existing. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay, so yes, it does go into effect because when you're getting life insurance, they want to make sure that you're healthy, that you're not going to, pass away within the next couple of days or the next couple of months.
Right.
Keep in mind, a lot of insurance company, you're not expecting to pay out right now.
Right.
You want to be able to know that I'm going to assess my risk and know that I will not be paying out at all, or I will be paying out in a later time.
Right, right.
So that is why they are more so on your health. How is your health? Is your health okay right now? Or is your health in a bad state where we would have to prorate you, where we would have to rate you to a point where, it's going to cost more because of your health?
Right. So health is a major factor when it comes to life insurance.
Yes.
Health insurance is kind of a little bit more lenient. They're not going to look at, you're pre-existing, I won't insure you because of this. Because at the front part of health insurance, they're not asking you these personal questions. If you had cancer, if you had but there are certain plans that cater to those specific needs when it deals with those who have kidney issues. You put them in plans that can help them, but the health plan is not as strict as when it comes to the life insurance side of it.
Yes. Which is so true.
Right. So let's look at some strategies that individuals can employ to navigate health and life insurance after experiencing trauma.
The strategies include seeking out specialized insurance plans, exploring mental health coverage options, and working with professionals to navigate insurance companies. So basically, going to different companies or going to an agent that specializes in all companies to be able to cater to your needs. Because, like I said previously, not everyone's the same and everybody needs something different.
Right.
So we're supposed to be able to assess you, ask the questions that we need to ask you so that we can better assist you in putting you in a plan that will cater to your needs.
So basically it's called a needs analysis.
Yes.
So when you call an agent like myself or Sabrina, we are going to put together a needs analysis. What areas do you need? Are you someone that goes to the doctor often, or you see specialists to find certain plans that would cater to that? Now, someone who is often needing a specialist, we have to care about that copay, versus someone who only goes for yearly checkup basics. So both of these plans will not, they can be the same, but it won't benefit one person the same as another. So one person will be feeling like they're being shortchanged, right? Because here it is, I need to see a specialist 3, 4 times in a year. And then, but my copay is very high. All right. So all of these things, that's the whole point of doing a needs analysis. Getting, especially when we deal with people in Medicare, getting vehicles, transportation, finding plans that give you transportation to help you get to where you're going. Because let me tell you, your mental health is an issue when you can't drive, right?
Yes.
To go where you're going and you don't have a means to get to the doctor. That impacts people. And that's one of the reasons why some people can't get from point A to point Z. Maybe you need a wheelchair assisted vehicle. So you need to get these plans that would help. So a lot of this put a strain on people's mental health when they feel like, I want to go to the doctor, but I don't have the means to get to the doctor.
Yes.
All right. So all of this will impact. Again, that's why we do a needs analysis. All right. And this is how it is determined. 10 people could be in the same house, but they all do not have the same plan. If it's a family plan, that deals with group. I don't deal on the group side. I only deal with individual plan. All right, individual. We do have some plans that can do husband wife, like if it's Obama plan, where you can combine husband wife and children. It's not called a group plan. It's a family plan. Group health is actually through your employer. All right. That is through your employer. So let's talk about some specific insurance policies or resources tailored to individuals who are healing from trauma, because there are traumatic experiences why people have to seek this.
Yes, definitely. Some insurance policies they offer coverage for therapy, rehabilitation, and other services tailored to trauma survivors. So this is why we do a needs analysis to basically see what is it that you're seeking for in the plan. And there's plans that are out there that can provide you with a therapist, or that can literally cover that therapist that you have been going to your whole entire life as well. So that is why we do a needs analysis. A lot of people don't know that their plan is offered therapy. So that is where we go in. We basically describe the plan to you. So this is a summary of benefits of all your plan benefits and what it can do for you.
Right, indeed. That is reminding me of a particular occasion where someone called me, and that was her need. Her need was, I go to therapists a lot. I don't like my plan, and I would like to switch over to someone that's close to me. All right, and still go to the hospital that's near me, because some of the specialists, yes, I can go to them, but they do not go to my local hospital.
Yes.
All right. So all of these things, the key point, like I said, everyone's needs are different. But when we're dealing with trauma, there are insurance plans that help you so that you can get these things. You don't have to pay out of pocket. There are plans catered specifically to your need. Now, earlier we mentioned someone that deals with kidney. There are plans for people who needs to go, and get these treatments. So you have to find the plans that work for you. It's not a all for one,
Exactly.
one for all. All right, it's not like that. Every one of us have a different shoe size, right? So we cannot squeeze ourselves. I won't. If I try to squeeze myself in a size 9, I won't be able to get up out of my chair because it doesn't fit me.
Exactly.
All right, so all right, it doesn't fit me. So we need to find plans that are tailored to you. Did you have anything you wanted to add on that?
I would definitely agree with you on that. Having plans that tailored to you, because we're not the same. We all have different needs, and I've been to a therapist before, and my plan literally covered the therapist. So it's like you wouldn't know what you have until you actually sit down with an agent and ask them, hey, what does my plan entitle with? What does it come with? What is the details behind the plan? But that's when you sit with one of us and we'll be able to describe and review the plan with you.
Right, right, right. So let's talk about insurance providers for better support individuals dealing with trauma-related health issues. Let's talk about the providers.
Okay. The providers can enhance support by offering trauma informed care, providing resources for mental health services, and ensuring access to appropriate coverage. So the providers can let you know, hey, this is what you need at this time. This is the prescription that you need. This is what you need to be able to get better. So if you need a therapist, you need to see the therapist 3 times a day or 3 times a week. You would have like your provider will let you know and be like, okay, I can refer you to a therapist that is covered by your insurance plan. This is the prescription I'll need you to take, and your plan will cover it.
Right.
So
Right, because again, if you're already dealing with trauma or any mental health issues, you want to know that your medications are taken care of.
yes,
I did have someone say, my insurance doesn't pay for this plan, and I need this medication.
yes,
You know, so I had to find a plan that will pay for that. They were happy.
yes,
You know, because listen, everything comes in our life part. When we say life has been lifing, everything plays a part in that. How much we can afford, what we cannot afford, where we can go, where we can't go, where we can live, where we can't afford to live. You know, we all want to be in a mansion, but we all can't afford it. We all want the best of care, you know. But again, at the end of the day, it's still looking at costs. Cost, how much can you afford? And based on what you can afford, that is the plan that will get you the best that we can get you with that. All right, so it says, what roles does mental health coverage play in health and life insurance for trauma victims?
Okay, mental health coverage is crucial for trauma survivors as it can encompass therapy, counseling, and medication needs as well. So, say I need a one on one counseling with you because I've been going through a lot of traumatic experience, and my insurance would literally cover you because that's something I would need for me to get better. That is my health needs at that moment.
Right, right. Okay, so you heard it. Like I said, this is Emerge and Empower, and we want you to emerge. We want you to empower. So that is why this segment is necessary. We can talk about or tell stories of people who've overcome, but trust me, they had good health insurance plans. They had a plan B to help them get through. We need it. We need moral support. Whatever it is that will assist you, then that is what you need. It takes a village. And that village includes a doctor. It includes an insurance agent. It includes, you know, the person who's gonna take care of your meals. You know, everybody needs somebody. All right, everybody needs somebody. So these are key that we need for all of this. Okay, so alternative insurance options and support networks available for those unable to access the traditional insurance due to trauma related challenges are like support networks. There are support networks that are available. There are support groups. All right, community organizations. If you can't afford it, these are there. Government assistance program. Those are also available. They offer alternatives for individuals facing challenges with traditional insurance, because some traditional insurance, depending on what you're dealing with, you would have to go for alternative options. All right, to be able to do that. And I love that we have more support groups. There's Facebook groups, there's community groups catered to every type of need out there, from grief, trauma, alcohol, drugs, like everything. All right, so there are groups, there are people who are there. I know some people say, I'm not gonna go because you're not admitting that something is wrong. So if you don't think something is wrong, then you're not gonna fix it.
Exactly.
All right. So if you don't think you're an alcoholic, then we're not gonna go to Alcoholics Anonymous because you think you're okay. So, but once you realize something is wrong, then find the right support group, find the right avenue. Remember, if you can't afford it, there are government programs, there are community programs that are here as an alternative measure outside of insurance. All right. So some experts have some advice on trauma survivors in terms of selecting the right insurance coverage for their needs. All right. So experts recommend researching insurance options, like we've been saying, as experts, thoroughly seeking guidance from professionals and advocating for comprehensive coverage that meets your individual need, your need. All right. Now, Sabrina, how can insurance companies and mental health professionals now collaborate to provide comprehensive support for trauma survivors?
The way that they can literally collaborate and help with trauma survivors is by asking them questions. What is it that you need for me to help you with? Is it that you need therapy, or do you need to start working out more? Because there's certain plans that will help you and literally pay for your workout. So they need to be able to ask you questions about what is going on, and you being open on what you need help with. If you don't ask, you can't receive assistance. But if you ask and you're willing to be open with them helping you, they will gladly help you. Search agents will also be able to help you and research different things that they can help you with. So that is what I believe that we can do as insurance agents, just to be able to be open with us so that we can be able to assist you more. Because we're glad to help you out. We want to assist you. We want to assist you in every areas of your life possible. That is what we are here for. We're here to serve you and educate you and help you in every area.
Right, right. And of course, what people need to realize is most insurance agents not only cover their community. You know, we're in the state, so you have license in all of the different states. So just because you're in a particular state, it does not mean that agent cannot help you. If they're not licensed in that state, then they will let you know they're not licensed in the state, and for you to look for a particular, person who can assist you to do that. But we're in US. Typically, you have coverage across the United States and some areas of Puerto Rico.
Yes.
All right, which is considered, US territory. So there are plans that are catered. So don't be stuck or I'm in Florida, but my cousin's in New York. No, that agent should be able to still help that individual unless they're not licensed in that state.
Yeah.
But majority of time, there are licenses that you get. I mean, as an agent, I want to have a license in all the states, so I'll be able to help people everywhere because Emerging in Power, y'all watching me from everywhere.
Yes.
You're watching us from everywhere. You're watching us outside of the country. Unfortunately, though, we're not licensed internationally. All right. But talking to us, we can guide you onto what you need or who you need to talk to or what to look for in the plan that you have. All right. So collaboration, like I just said, collaboration, it leads to improve insurance offerings in your area, increase awareness. All right, your mental health needs, better condition of care for trauma victims. You keep saying we say trauma, trauma. Remember, this platform is called Emerging in Power, and it is letting you know that there is life after trauma. You watch the episodes, you've seen people, you've heard their trauma, you've seen the ones who had health concerns when we talked about the young man with the invisible condition who was dealing with, from birth. So there are different traumas that people experience. Not all of them are seen. Okay, not all of them are seen. So there are all type of providers and collaborators. There are those who are just certified in mental health. So they, when they're certified, insurance plans don't cover those. So you'd have to pay out of pocket. So if there's someone that you really, really like, and an insurance plan doesn't cover them, that's usually when you have to pay out of pocket for their services, all right? And that's because they're certified and they didn't go to the extra steps into getting that. But they can recommend you or you can be under a doctor or someone that they collaborate with. So there are different ways to go about it, all right? So let's look at some of the long-term implications of trauma, of insurance coverage, and overall well-being. So let's say this: how can individuals prepare for those challenges?
I believe an individual can prepare for those challenges is by getting insurance before the challenges happen. Because a lot of times we'll be like, oh, we'll wait until something like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
But you would rather have the insurance before it happens, because sometimes they'll look at it like these are pre-existing conditions, like long-term care. You'd rather get long-term care before it happens, because 70% of Americans are going to be in a long-term care facility, either a nursing home. You're going to be in there, but you would need to be insured before you end up in a facility. So it's always best to always insure yourself before anything was happening,
Mm-hmm.
so that whenever those challenges arise, you are able to literally smooth sail across them and be at ease and peace. And that also helps with your mental health as well, because you're no longer going to be stressing about it. You're not going to be frustrated about not being able to have the means to take care of yourself, but
Mm-hmm.
you'll have everything already settled and everything in place for that.
Right. And also, the long-term implications may include your mental health needs, potential challenges in insurance coverage, and importance of building a support network, okay, for sustained well-being. All right, a lot of these plans, I find that a lot in Medicare plans, though, that has the long-term care for individuals, because sometimes they were sick, but they have to transition from being at home, so that while they're in the long-term care facility, their plan can adjust for that transition.
Yes.
So it's important. So take a look at the plans that you have, revisit it, do a compare analysis, have your agent review it. Some people call companies. You call companies, that person that you call isn't actually your agent. All right, because once you call them, you don't find the same person all the time. So it's good to have a local agent who can still sell you plans from a particular company, but they are your agent, and they'll be more caring, I would say,
Yes.
towards your needs, instead of just being the other person on the end of the phone call who is not really listening to you and just trying to just, run you through. I've seen it where people have called and somebody called them and said they're an agent, take them out of a great plan,
Yes.
and put them into something else just to be able to move them out of a plan so they can get the buck,
Exactly.
right? So we are compassionate individuals, Christian individuals. I know that word for some people, when you say Christian, might see it as a curse, but Christians supposed to be those followers of Christ who are ethical when it
Yes.
comes to your needs. Now, we're not perfect. That's why they call them Christians. We are forgiven people. We're not perfect people. We have areas in our lives that we are still perfecting. I still have areas in my life that I'm perfecting. Do you?
Yes, I do. I'm not perfect. I still have areas in my life that I am perfecting, and I'm working towards it by following Christ and everything.
Right. But when it comes to business and ethics,
Yes.
that is number one.
Yes.
That is number one.
Because keep in mind, you'd want to be in that person's shoe. If you were in a great plan,
Mm-hmm.
you'd want someone to tell you that you're in a great plan.
Right.
You wouldn't want someone to take you out of the plan that you're currently in.
Right.
That plan covered your prescription. That plan covered your doctor that you was in. Then they switch you out of a plan and it does not cover your prescription, does not cover your doctor. That is unethical.
Right.
And that is why we're here as agents, to assist and help those, so that we can educate them on the plans that they currently have, and the plans that would be more beneficial for them as well.
Right. Correct. That is great. I hope this has blessed you on today. And that you can reach out to each and every one of us. But before I go deeper, because this is a podcast and we do talk about traumas, Sabrina did talk about her trauma in the last season. So before we close out, okay, would you like to share anything with our audience, just so they can know you're not just speaking as a professional, but personally, how it has helped you, even more recently, going from the healing room, purity, the different things that is helping you on your mental health.
I would like to say that sometimes we bottle things up inside and we don't realize that we still have to heal from them. And being in the healing room, it allowed me to be able to open up and let everyone know what I'm going through personally and what has been traumatic for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it positioned me in a place where I can truly grow past it. And like I previously said, I did go to therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and my plan was able to cover those my therapists that I was going through. And it literally opened up my eyes that, sometimes we feel like we're not enough, and we're not able to do what we want to do, and we have so much plans and ideas, and we feel like the world is against us. But being supported, being around people, loving people that are here for you and that are here to encourage you and uplift you, reminds you that you are enough and you are able to excel, and that you are able to go above and beyond, and more than anybody can imagine, more than anybody can think of, but you are able to be that person that God has called you to be that leader that God has called you to be. So being in this platform and being able to assist this wonderful woman of God has positioned me in a place where I can truly grow and excel as a person.
Right. So the healing room is deep, so it isn't something that we go into, but it pretty much talks about everything that the women and men have shared on this platform.
Yes.
And in season 2, you're going to have a lot of episodes. That's why I'm already putting my trigger disclaimer, because it's going to be a lot of people coming on that are sharing their real life experiences that they have gone through. It will continue. This is what this platform is for. We will break and have moments like these, something kind of light, but there are times when you have to open up and get your box of tissues and cry, with the individual, and probably because you are also reacting from it. There's a trigger for you, or you've always had a story to tell, but you didn't have the platform or someone who cared enough to want to listen. Well, hey, I am here. I am here. I see you. I hear you. We have that cry. We have different cries. We have some similarities, but it doesn't mean that it's the same. I say this all the time. We all get on life's highway. We all get off at different exits. Some of us never get off the highway. All right. So these things are key. So I'm just going to drop Sabrina's information here so that you'll be able to see her. As you can see, it says looking for a life agent. All right. And you have a contact information there on how you can reach her. All right. This is how you can reach Sabrina. Therefore, you can talk a little bit because we're going to close out soon. Any closing remarks when it comes to the life and health?
The closing remarks is what I would say is I get a lot of people that talk about life insurance and say, "Oh, I don't need life insurance because I already have money saved up for when I do pass away." But they don't realize you can get a life insurance policy that will cover everything, and it wouldn't fall into probate, it wouldn't fall into taxes, because sometimes the things that you have saved up, the government can seize the asset without you having things in place to help you to prevent that. Life insurance is not only just for the people that pass that you leave behind, but it's also for you as well. There's living benefits where you can pull from your policy if you had any chronic illness or terminal illness. You can literally pull from your policy to be able to cover your medical needs. And also, if you'd like to put like a down payment on a home, you can pull from your policy. Depending on the policy that you have, you can take from the cash value so that you can be able to move throughout life. So it's not just something that is, for those that you leave behind, but it also is a place where you can build your legacy and you can, generate an income from it.
All right, so you heard Sabrina, you heard Sabrina, and here is me. Yes, good, gorgeous me. Yes, gorgeous me on today. The same thing as she had said. No one plan is the same. It's not a one size fit all. All right. So look into it. We're going into open enrollment, which will be at the latter part of the year. But some plans you don't have to wait until open enrollment to get into, depending on the plan that you have. If you have the Obama plan, some plan like that, some Medicare plans, depending on the scenario. There are different things throughout the year. If you moved, that's another reason that you can change your plan. As long as you change your zip code, you can change your plans. All right. So these sometimes people don't know this. All right, but you can change your plan. Once you change your zip code, you can change your plan. There might be some catastrophic thing that has happened in your area, that's another one that the government allows for you to be able to change your plan. So there's so many different things as to why. Now, the only people who have to wait until their open enrollment is people who are in group health, because you're in a group plan, it's through your employer. So that's the only one that you have to stay in until the end of um, till the end of the enrollment period, so you can re-enroll for the upcoming year. So there are different ones. If you want to find out more about it, just give us a call. As you can see, the numbers are there on the screen, and you can reach out, and we will also put it in the bio. All right. When you call it, it's actually calling through the business. All right, it's calling through the business so that you can reach us. So it's not our personal cell phone. So when you go texting,
Right.
all right, it's not our personal number. You can leave us a message. You can send us a text through that, okay? Because we are professionals and we are moving in a professional way. So I hope this segment has blessed you on today. All right, and again, like I said, we are here every week at 3 p.m. We're about to close out this season, the end of this month, and we'll be bringing to you season 3. Now, Emerge and Empower has stemmed from the very first segment that I had called Real Talk. And this was back in 2018, all right? And Real Talk used to come on once a month, and we had different topics. And Real Talk was basically about whatever was going on in the community, businesses, life, whatever was happening. People came on. And then I was doing, if you remember last year, I was doing She Mergence, motivational affirmations. I did that for 6 months, just affirming, finding stories and affirming. The affirmations are still here, but they don't come on as often. Those are more like random. It might be once a month, that they come on. Your girl is busy. I wear many hats. So I can't do everything all at the same time. So that's one of the reasons why my focus has been on Emerging in Power, because, I am a life coach. All right. I also mentor. I do mentorship. If someone want to get their life coaching license, you can also come through me. I mentor. My mentorship comes from my book. Let me see if I have it here. I don't think I have it here, but I'll just drop a little segment from my book launch, as we were talking about, what my mentorship entails. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. The journey started basically from I was 4 years old. When my mom, that's the age that I knew, or had understanding of my surroundings, of what was going on, and my mom therefore was with this gentleman. And that's when I realized I didn't have my father in my life. You don't know what you don't have until you realize what is in front of you isn't yours. And we were treated literally like stepchildren, you understand? But I thank God for the book and the journey. If you haven't read book 1, you have to read book 1 for books to make sense, because it's a flow and it's a sequence, and there will be a book 3 thereafter. I was trying to summarize it all and put it in the second book, but it didn't make sense. The book that's called The Shift basically talks about once I got married, have a life, what I still went through. Alright, it was not a Cinderella story, it was not a Prince Charming story. It was a cycle that kept going, and I had to wake up from it. So I live to tell the story, because I couldn't be like the women that are on the side of the road. You see people that are out there prostituting or doing whatever, you don't know their story. No little girl got up and just said, okay, I want to be a prostitute. I want to be on the street. I want to sell drugs. Nobody wakes up to one thing to do anything. It is the experiences that people have that causes certain things to end up happening. So as a Christian, first of all, you must be forgiving to people. So something happened. Sometimes I'm watching a lot of African movie. The young lady, that was her only way to be able to help her family. That was the route that she could take. All right. So these journeys are hard. I was suicidal until I was 28 years old. And that's when I forgive myself. Everybody here, you have to want to live. If you are sick, you have to want to be well. So that's basically the journey. I'm growing. Now I turn my feet into purpose. I created new platform. Come on, come and get together. An excuse to go to brunch. An excuse to do lunch. An excuse to do dinner. That's my journey. So I thank each and every one of you for believing, for coming out here, to be here. I'm part of this society. So I thank you too because everybody responded to my promotion for the ebook that made us bestseller on Amazon. My book was next to TJ's book. Amen. So even if it was momentarily, I made it there. Amen. Even if it was for a moment, I made it there, and God can and will continue to do the rest. He did it. Amen. Amen. We did it. All right, all right, all right. So we are back. We are back. We are back. So let's just share this here so you can see. So I am thankful that you were able to plug in on today, and we are closing out the segment. And again, if you were blessed, reach out, let us know that it was blessed. And also, if there is more content that you would like to see, reach out. You know, you can reach out, you can respond via the podcast platform or YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are watching from. Now, what I wanted to leave you with on today are a few key ways, okay, when it comes to where mental health benefits intersect, all right, through your life insurance policies. Number one, there's an underwriting process. During the application process of the life insurance, mental health history is often considered. All right. Insurers may ask about any history of mental illness, medications, hospitalizations, or therapy. The details provided can impact the premiums or even the eligibility for the coverage. Number two, impact on premium. If an applicant has a history of mental health issues, they face higher premiums. Okay, the severity, type, and regency of the mental health condition play significant roles in determining the risk profile. Policy exclusions. Some life insurance policies may have exclusions related to mental health. For instance, there might be a clause that deny payouts in case of death by suicide within a certain period after the policy starts, typically 1 or 2 years. Discrimination concerns. These are concerns about discrimination against those with mental health conditions. Some jurisdictions have laws that aim to prevent unfair treatment in insurance underwriting. It's crucial to understand that local regulations and protections are in place. Group life insurance, employer provided group life insurance policies often has a less stringent underwriting process, making it easier for individuals with mental health conditions to obtain coverage. Number six, mental health support services. Some life policies or providers offer mental health support services as part of their benefits. This include access to counseling, helplines, or resources to support mental well-being. So when considering life insurance, it's important to be honest about your medical history, shop around and compare policies, consider speaking to insurance agent or broker. I'm a broker, all right, or advisor who understands mental health and can help find the best policy for your situation. Review the policy or details carefully to understand any exclusions or limitations related to mental health. All right. Now, if you'd like to reach out to me, you can reach out to my number 954 388 7511. 954 388 7511. Your number?
And my number is 954-715-8052. Once again, 954-715-8052.
All right. And all of this that you have heard on today, to find out more of the services that I offer, you can go to linjglobal.com. linjglobal.com. And there you'll be able to access and see all of the necessary tools and many things that were mentioned or were not mentioned here on the show. So, thank you for watching and have a wonderful rest of your week. I know that life is lifing. Get up every day, show up, be on the front row seat of your life, and that helps for a better mental health. Be blessed and bye bye.